best gumbo in New Orleans. We're gonna be visiting 3 places throughout this episode. We're gonna get a tasting of different styles of gumbo. I'm telling you, man, we're eating like kings today, and we're starting here at the legendary, the institution known as Dooky Chase. Have you had gumbo before? What is your gumbo experience?
I have never had gumbo before. My first time in New Orleans, first time in Louisiana. I've heard a lot about it. It looks incredible, but yeah, never tried it before. I cannot wait. What actually is gumbo? I've heard a lot about it.
It is sort of a stew, not really, but its flavors are all its own in this area because it draws from French Canadian, it draws from the Caribbean, it draws from Africa, it draws from Native American. So what's interesting about a gumbo is, although it could be technically made anywhere in the world, the only place where gumbo could have been born is right here in this part of the world and this part of the country. We are at the source.
Wow, so it sounds like gumbo is literally a melting pot.
Yes,
We've got
correct.
Like an actual pot of stuff going into it.
That's a good way of
putting it. And
putting
it's also a cultural melting pot because it's really drawn from everywhere.
That is an excellent way of putting it. I wish I said that. Of the many influences of this cuisine, there's a high French influence. You live much closer to France. What are your thoughts on French food?
Yeah, I mean, you have the bases of these sauces. Obviously, you have like a roux, which I think is used to thicken things, which I think looks very different in France as it would over here. In France, you also base a lot of stews with what they call a mirepoix, which is that like carrot, onion, celery mixture, which I think is tweaked a little bit for the kind of Creole Cajun palate, right?
Right, to mention that they have a vegetable trinity, which I believe is celery, onion, bell pepper.
Okay, so you're swapping out the carrot for the bell pepper.
Yeah, and I prefer that, right?
That's the beauty of like a stew or a stew-like dish as well, like a gumbo, because you can really take that base and then just put whatever you have into it, and it'll come out tasting pretty delicious. So I mean, you've already mentioned there that you could find like chicken in here, there might be seafood in here, there might be duck in here. You're just kind of taking whatever you have available, getting it in there.
Making something delicious.
Making something delicious.
I'm starving.
I'm really ready to eat. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I take a bite first because it was incredible.
I know there's more stuff you want to explain to me, but
I want to eat.
I need to eat. This looks crazy.
Perfect.
Like trying to get like a bit of everything is going to be a challenge. I'm going to go for the sausage. Oh man.
I want to get a little rice in here too. Flavors, the spices, everything hits you at once. Wow. All the protein from the chicken, the shrimp, the sausage cooked perfectly. The broth.
Yeah, brothy is definitely the word I'd use for this. While it's quite a light broth in terms of like it's not too thick, the flavor in there, man, the concentrated flavor.
Yes. Chef Leah Chase, who was here for decades, and the menu here is based around her cooking. She was named the Queen of Creole Cooking, even honored by the James Beard Foundation for her work, blessed by the Pope. Come on. A self-taught chef, all the recipes that she perfected here was what she ate growing up, perfected over decades.
No formal training, literally just like she ate it growing up, perfected these recipes, and we're still eating it today. It's really, really cool.
This is the shrimp clemenceau.
Oh, yes, thank you.
It's shrimp, peas, mushrooms, barbon potatoes, sauteed in a garlic butter sauce.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, sir.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I read about this online. This was introduced to the menu because Chef Leah was like, we gotta have something on the menu that isn't like deep fried. Not everybody wants fried food.
Right. I saw Obama on the wall.
Yes.
I saw George W. Bush on the wall.
Yep.
I think Beyonce's eating here.
Yep.
They've covered a lot.
Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles. Ray Charles mentions it in a song.
There you go.
Yeah. So
Can't get much more historic or important to New Orleans than that, can you?
Absolutely.
I do love how a recurring theme of food tours is that we go to places that Obama has been to or Guy Fieri has been to.
That's right, one or the other.
Two biggest culinary icons of mine, Obama and Guy Fieri. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a mouthful like this gumbo, which is a compliment because we've eaten a lot of food on this show, and I've eaten a lot of food in my life.
Yeah, and you're from Europe, sort of, where there's a lot of different cuisines there, but nothing over there is even close to what's happening here.
I don't think so, not at least when this specific dish is concerned.
So I want to try this. I'm so glad I wasn't sure I was going to be able to try this.
I think one thing that's impressive, given the different proteins in here and the number of proteins, to make sure that everything still has its perfect texture, it's really impressive. Chicken isn't mushy, still got a bite to it.
I want to point out, I know this is a gumbo episode, but look at me, you need to try that right now.
That's what we got here. Peas, there's some mushrooms, the shrimp.
This is incredible. Sauteed in butter and garlic.
Those shrimp are incredible.
I know, oh my
The
goodness.
amount of garlic in there as well.
As an Italian, I can say I finally found a dish with the right amount of garlic. They did it. They figured it out.
They got it right here. The number of proteins in here is so interesting to me. Like, generally speaking, I haven't had too many foods that combine this many proteins. You're getting like a kind of land, air, and sea effect. There's a lot going on, but like it's all really working. It's not like they're contrasting or conflicting.
Yeah. You could tell that something like this has been worked on all day. Slow simmer, concentrated flavor. I mean, we're eating a bowl of history right now, which I'm sure other people could look at gumbo and be like, yeah, soup, stew, I got it. Like, no, you don't got it,
No.
right? I could not think of any other gumbo that could be this flavorful, this delicious, this well put together that didn't take decades to perfect. Funny story that I heard when Obama was here, about to dip into her gumbo. I don't know if he did this or almost did it, but apparently he went to put hot sauce in the gumbo in front of her, and she was like, what are you doing? I don't know if the sauce actually hit the gumbo, and they intervened before then.
You really have to back yourself to correct the president of the United States, though, to be like, oi, oi. No.
I don't care what you're running. The food is fine, eat it.
Secret Service diving in front of the hot sauce. Like, no.
That's really funny.
They've also brought out fried chicken, and I do really want to try that.
This looks amazing. They could have been in a fried chicken episode.
To be clear, we kind of wanted to include this in the fried chicken episode, but we didn't want to double feature someone.
Yeah.
But we're getting the best of both worlds now.
Okay, let's go.
Oh man.
I'm cleaning this bone.
Dude.
Seasoned perfectly. The skin is so perfectly crisp, right? Yet inside,
How juicy
the
is that
chicken
as well?
incredibly juicy, and like, you can tell the flavor is like marinated inside the chicken.
Without trying to rewrite history too much, if this had been in the best fried chicken episode, it's a contender, for sure.
Absolutely a contender.
I'm sort of like telling myself this is healthy because it's kind of like a soup. There's enough rich things
The way I
in here
look at
that
it, like
might
if
be
it
true,
was
but
made with
hey.
love and you're enjoying the meal with friends or coworkers, that's got to be good for you, right?
I think so.
Okay.
It's good for the soul. Soul food.
Yes, there you go. All right, well, I would love to stay here and finish this entire meal. They've set the bar very high.
They certainly have, but I think we have more spots to hit, right?
We have 2 more spots to hit, so let's hit it.
All right, man, let's go. I have to apologize, Joe.
Go.
Once again, I've brought the weather with me.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
We came to LA and it rained for like 2 weeks, which is unheard of.
I think it rains a lot in this part of the country, though.
This
so
makes it, I feel less
feel
bad
that
for this part, at
Yeah.
least.
You know what would really brighten up our day?
What's that?
Another bowl of gumbo.
Some more gumbo.
We're heading to Gabrielle, also in the same area, the Treme area. Spot number 2, please put your phone away.
Yes.
Thank you. There's plenty of Pokemon to catch after this.
For once, I wasn't on Pokemon, but carry on.
All right, spot 2, Gabrielle, right down the street from the place where we just were. We do have a production van, so we had to get in, find new parking, drive down the street. A bit quicker to walk, but it's not just us. So, but yeah, I mean, it really is a hop, skip, and a jump away from the first place we were just at. Here they have a 24/7 perpetual stock. So the stock they use to make the various gumbos is going 24/7. They're throwing stuff in there. So it's like just absorbing all of the flavor of all the delicious food that's been coming out of the kitchen since probably the beginning, right? It's all in there, and they even add scraps from other meats, drippings from the duck. They're adding leftover wine. Not from glasses, from the bottles. So what we're having today, you cannot get anywhere else in the city, or dare I say the world.
That sounds absolutely fantastic. I'm very into it. When you get a perpetual situation like that, like a constantly simmering pot, again, you're getting the flavor of what you're putting into it right now, but also the flavor of all the stuff you put into it like a week ago, which I personally love. I feel like also it means it'll just be a little bit different every time. You could probably come back here like 2 weeks' time and have a slightly different tasting dish.
Well, NOLA.com had a best gumbo bracket on their site with tens of thousands of votes. This was voted best gumbo in Nolans.
Okay, the people's champ.
People's champ right
People's
here.
champ gumbo.
So I am really excited. I noticed they have 3 different gumbos on here. Seafood, hen, a gluten-free one. No thanks.
Barbecue shrimp pie. I mean, come on.
Gimme.
Anything else on the menu catch your eye?
Yeah, the alcohol. It's time to
Great
start
shot.
drinking. We're in New Orleans. We've gone out every night, and every morning I wake up and I'm like, ugh, can't be doing that again. And then every day around the last one,
5 o'clock.
it's like, all right, so we're drinking them once.
Seafood gumbo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is the faux pas, the gluten-free steak and
nice.
tomato.
Okay.
Thank you.
Whoa.
So just
Thank
have
you.
some bread out for you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I think I got the good one. I have been informed that although they keep using the same stock, it actually isn't simmering or being heated 24/7. They do put it away and then bring it back out. So.
But it's still the same stock.
Yeah, it's the same stock. Yeah, okay, great.
That's fine.
This looks
All right, man.
incredible. I'm very excited about this.
So we've got 3 plates of gumbo. I have the seafood one. You have the sausage one. And we also got the gluten-free one.
You know, I know I was kind of joking off the
did not
gluten-free
like.
one, but looking closer in the thing, it's got steak, short rib, and beef shank in there. 3 different meats.
Three different beefs.
All right, it's the alpha male protein rich. This is the one you eat before you go powerlifting.
Sure.
So, sounds pretty good, actually.
Right. Well, I was going to do some powerlifting later today, so that works perfectly. Actually.
Perfect.
Yeah, cool. I mean, this looks amazing. Slightly like darker color, maybe,
Yeah.
compared to the other ones we've had. It's that perpetual stock, you know.
But it definitely has like a thicker roux consistency to it, right?
Yes, glossy. So I've got the seafood one. It's got shrimp, crawfish, and crab in here, I think.
Nice.
Triple seafood.
My guy's got the chicken sage apple sausage, hen, and it's a duck roux.
Oh, yeah.
What up, ducks?
Oh man. All right, I'm excited.
Just packed with flavor, all right?
Oh yeah. Again, no seasonings on the table. Do not need them.
I couldn't, I mean, you'd be mad to add anything to
Imagine
this.
seasoning this.
What I love about it, because it's with the rice, it soaked up all that flavor. So you're getting everything delicious with the roux in here, but also like it's a lot heartier because of the rice.
Rice really is like the perfect delivery vessel for this, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
One thing, just like a visual thing to point out, like if you kind of take a spoonful of this,
Yeah.
the way it kind of like gloops a little bit, it's so like glutinous,
It has some
thick.
gloopage, yeah. I love this. Do you want to try some of it? There you go.
That's so good. Thank you,
Sure. And bringing this over.
Oh,
Oh, that's like, yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Very impressive.
I actually might prefer this one.
I think I
we,
prefer this one.
we can swap.
Yeah, I think I'm glad that we swapped.
Oh man.
Wow. You know, when you get all this seafood into one thing, it doesn't clash at all. They actually work together, which I know is like obvious, but usually when you have like different proteins together, it might be kind of like, I don't know about this, but they're all working together beautifully.
I gotta say, yeah, the roux, the sort of sauce for this one,
Yeah.
the flavor is packed in there, man.
Yeah.
So like savory, umami, every bite.
Yeah, look at this. Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh. Oh man,
Fantastic. I love it.
that's glorious. Again, like, it's just not quite a dish that I've really had any version of before,
Sure.
particularly in the UK.
Yeah.
These flavors, I think, are very specific to this area. So it's difficult to compare this to anything, but suffice to say, it's delicious.
Isn't it delicious?
The amount of flavor
Right.
packed into here.
I mean, these clearly came out of the same kitchen, but even between the two of them, you're just like, wow, such like distinct flavors that you're getting just by virtue of those proteins versus these. I think it's just fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with how great this is.
I really love the way the sausage in this one adds a real like smokiness to it.
Yeah.
Which again, when you already have this like savory broth, it's just like savory on savory. That's beautiful.
I'm curious about gluten-free one. Already I can see
Gluten-free
that it's a little bit more brothier than the other one. They didn't thicken it up. Is there a thickening agent, I guess, you could use?
So that one I think has like a cassava flour, which is like a gluten-free flour.
I think
instead.
almond flour is gluten-free, isn't it?
I think it might be.
All right.
And what a lovely wine, may I add.
Oh, wow. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Try this.
hit me. I need some beef.
This might be my favorite one.
Wow.
This is really
After
good.
you spent ages
I
dunking
know.
on it, man.
Hey, that's what the show's all about, learning things together. I flip and I
know.
flop, all right?
We're big enough people to admit when we're wrong. That's the important thing.
Right?
Yeah, that beef is good.
That's really good.
Uh-huh.
The short rib?
So tender,
Yes.
but still so meaty.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's really good. Uh-huh.
Maybe gumbo doesn't need gluten.
Yeah. I don't get too much of a textural difference either, actually. Do you?
I felt a little bit. I felt the roux is a little smoother, or more brothy, I guess.
Maybe slightly. Yeah, these have all been really good. I'm impressed by all of these.
Yes, I guess it is.
If I may make a recommendation.
What's that?
Get yourself a bread roll. Mop up some sauce.
Recommendation will be take under advisement, my man. That looks very good. How is it? Yeah?
Yeah, that's the move.
where it's at.
That's the move.
Man, bread is just awesome, right?
Bread rules.
Come on with bread.
rules. Can you believe they invented this like thousands of years ago?
Can't believe it.
It's like a complicated process.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
like-
That's one thing I've tried making it, and I'm like, I couldn't even have guessed how to do this. Like so many steps, you're just like, well, I'm adding what to what now? Yeah, bread rules.
so what do we got here?
Okay, it's the barbecue shrimp pie. This is a homemade pie shell filled with smashed sweet potato, yo, 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 yo.
Okay, all right.
And it's topped with New Orleans-style barbecue shrimp. I'm gonna try Shrimpy Boy first.
See, savory pie, usually a thing that the Brits do that Americans don't, but
Yeah.
you guys are getting on the hype train.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shrimps alone are very good. Oh, it's like purple inside because of the sweet potato stuff. I love that.
Yeah.
This is very good. This is very good. Here, let's put it over there. Which one do I want?
Pick a gumbo, any gumbo.
Let's pick this one because it's closer, but I think I also want to try it.
The sauce on here is just kind of like the same roux.
I think it's different, but you tell me.
So let's have a go.
Bread!
Oh man, the amount of wine in that sauce.
The flavor just hits you.
Uh-huh.
To me, it's like you'd never be stuffed up in this state. The second you start getting the sniffles, just like eat some gumbo, clears everything out. I love it.
I'm not a guy with a great spice tolerance, but these have all been well within my bounds. Not to say it has no spice, it definitely has a little bit, but I wouldn't say spice is the focus.
And I'm glad that, because I thought everything was going to be super spicy just for the fact of it. I'm sure you can get like really spicy gumbo here. But I feel, and I say this on every episode when spice comes up, it's like, look, it can be as spicy as it wants to be, but I'm here to eat something delicious, not something hot.
Yeah, right.
You know? I mean, if they want to increase the spiciness, go for it, but will that compromise the flavor? It doesn't need to be spicier.
No, there's so much going on here. I think adding spice would just be detracting from all of
Yeah.
the other work that you've done. You've taken like literally weeks in this case to make this beautiful stock, this beautiful roux. Why would you just like chuck a load of chili in there and kind of ruin it all?
Gonna do that. This isn't hot ones. Okay. This is absolutely fantastic.
Really good.
I get it now.
Which was your favorite of the 3 gumbos that we tried here? It's hard, right?
The gluten-free one.
Really. Look, there's no shame in admitting that you were wrong sometimes.
Yeah. How about you?
I think maybe the hen one actually might have done it for me. It was something about the smokiness of that sausage.
Yeah.
How well that worked with everything else in there.
Yeah.
One of the most like intensely savory mouthfuls I've
Yeah.
ever had, and they're so good. But all really good. Beef one was also great, gluten-free. Seafood also great. Shrimp here, phenomenal.
This place is so great.
It's really
This
cool.
is really fantastic.
Yeah, I like it a
right?
lot.
Feels like a nice neighborhood spot too. You just pop in here whenever. Have a delicious bowl of gumbo
And a lovely glass of wine.
and a lovely glass of wine.
How's your wine?
It's nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a wine.
Yeah, red. All right, I got one more gumbo I want to take you to. Unfortunately, we can't do it today, but we're going to go tomorrow.
Sure.
And it's going to be great.
All right.
So rest up for one more gumbo.
We can sleep this one off, go again tomorrow. I'm excited.
I got a gumbo hangover. Oh. All right, Harry, it's a new day. Time for some gumbo. It's about 11 a.m. and we're heading over to Little Dizzy's.
Yes, sir. I washed and wore the same shirt. You did not get the memo?
I did not get the memo. Little Dizzy's opens at 11. We're getting there pretty much a little after 11, and from what I've heard, they're already queuing up. That means a line outside the door. This place is very popular, so hopefully we'll get a table.
Okay, fingers crossed.
It opened, no joke, 13 minutes ago, and there's not an open table in the spot. That's how popular this place is. So naturally we had to come here. I took you here because when you search Gumbo, New Orleans, this place on everybody's list, right?
Yep.
So I had to take you here. Little Dizzy, assuming it was named after Dizzy Gillespie's and the logo there.
Sure.
Right?
For someone who doesn't know jazz, you seem to know who Dizzy Gillespie is, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
You know, little tiny bits.
I know a little bit about it. I know my man Dizzy Diz. And yeah, we're here to try their gumbo. I want to say they have all types of amazing soul food here, but we're doing gumbo today.
Of course. Yeah, I feel like they could also have been in the chicken episode. That was another thing that came up when we were searching them beforehand.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a great spot. Like you say, super busy, super popular spot.
Yeah.
Local neighborhood joint. We're back in the Treme neighborhood, right?
I believe so, yes. Gabrielle's, where we went the other day, was voted the best gumbo in the bracket, but this came in number 2.
Okay.
But to be honest, I mean, these things are subjective, so maybe this should have won. We'll find out. A lot of celebrities have come through here. George W. Bush visited here right after Hurricane Katrina. I think I saw Obama on the wall, too.
From what I can gather,
Yeah.
the family that built this place, kind of like New Orleans food royalty, is that
Yes,
right?
absolutely, absolutely. Family's in the restaurant business for generations. Unfortunately, they closed a little bit during the pandemic, but the outcry from the public was so strong they wanted Little Dizzy's back that they have since reopened, and they're here at this beautiful location.
Nice. So it's very much a family business passed down through the generations.
Absolutely, absolutely. What I like about it, you go in there, it's like very communal. Kind of learning like New Orleans, like they really emphasize community in their places. Like it's really, they want their restaurant to be the spot that everyone in the area can come in whenever, have a delicious meal, delicious bowl of gumbo. I like that.
Yeah, even to kind of like break the fourth wall a little bit, when we're speaking to the owners and we're saying, oh, well then we're also going to this place or that place, the vibe isn't like a rivalry. It's very much like, oh, I love those guys. Yeah, I love what they do there. You should go check them out.
Yeah.
It's really nice, like communal vibe. Everyone's kind of supporting each other rather than trying to fight for supremacy.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go get us a couple bowls of gumbo and maybe some sides.
Sounds fantastic.
I love New Orleans. I got married here.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I did.
Congrats.
Yeah. Not recently.
Several years ago, yeah.
My wife and I, we love it here. This is the first time I've been here since then. Yeah, this place is great. So after the ceremony, we did like a lap around the block with everyone walking around and we had a band playing with us as we were walking. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I don't recall it being that expensive, and I think anyone can do it. You can just got a couple bucks and you can walk down the street with your homies.
Yeah.
The band
Awesome
following you
guys.
around. I don't know for how long, but yeah. Oh, you really missed out. We were out last night. I think they got some footage of it. There was a second line band on the street, just playing some jazz, some big bandy jazz.
Yeah.
People dancing. It's a lot of fun.
I was told you guys were just going for a couple of drinks, and I was
Yep.
feeling very tired, so I skipped it. Then you're in karaoke bars until like 1
Okay, we
a.m.,
said we were
so-
going out for a couple of drinks in New Orleans. What are you surprised by? What do we got here? Gumbos?
Gumbo.
Thank you, sir. Awesome.
There we go.
That's chicken?
Yeah.
Sir.
Thanks
Fantastic.
so
Thank you,
much.
sir. I mean, you kidding me with the sausage in here?
Right?
Now, I don't know about yours, Harry. Mine has a quarter of a crab in it. Now, I'm not quite sure if I'm supposed to dig into this. Obviously, I could, but I think this is just to add flavor to it.
This thing is almost like 50% meat by
Yeah.
weight. This is crazy.
This
I didn't
one's-
get a crab in mine. I feel like it's when you used to get like a prize in your cereal box.
No, so when you get an order of fries and there's an onion ring in there too. Like, it's like, ha ha. Yeah. I'm going in for a bite. I can't wait any longer.
Yep, same. Get some rice.
Wow. It is.
Sausage is fantastic.
It completely eludes me how you can make something this flavorful. Wow.
Yeah, that sausage in particular, so meaty,
Yeah.
a little bit smoky, salty. It's like everything I want from a bite of meat.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's also in this incredible
It makes
broth.
perfect sense why the wine was out the door. People lined up for this, and I don't blame them.
God, that's fantastic.
I completely understand now why when this place closed during the pandemic, that the neighborhood demanded they reopen.
People like revolted.
Could
They
you
were like,
imagine
yeah.
having this regularly and then it being taken away from you? I would lose my mind.
You've had a taste of the good life. You can't give this up.
Everything is amazing. Like of all the places we've gone this entire trip, this is one of the best.
Yeah.
This is my favorite thing about this type of cuisine, like soul food. Like, yeah, you got greens, baby. They're sauteed, but you got butter and garlic here. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I feel like
Amazing greens.
in the UK, if you see greens on a menu, you're like, oh, the healthy option. It's like, so garlicky.
That's a perfect amount of garlic.
I don't think I could go any more garlic than that. No vampires within like a 5-block radius of
That's
little
right.
dizzies. I know we have the gumbo, but they do also have some very good looking fried chicken.
Yes. Famous fried chicken. We did not include them in our fried chicken episode. That's another thing about soul food. Every place does gumbo. Every place does fried chicken. I heard that crunch.
Like
baby.
you can just see the skin on
Yeah.
here has kind of formed like crackling.
Oh my god.
Get in there, man.
Okay. You see where Popeyes gets the nerve, right? To be like so seasoned versus everywhere else. I've always been a big advocate for Popeyes.
Yeah.
When you come to the source, this is 10,000 times better than Popeyes. But you're getting that style of fried chicken where it's just flavored like to its saturation point.
Yeah. No seasoning has been skimped on here.
Oh boy, we have had 3 amazing gumbos. Start off at Dooky Chase's. Historic, if not for its food, but for the family and for its involvement in this neighborhood over the past, 80 years in New Orleans?
A long time. Yeah.
Huh?
5 generations
About that, yeah.
of the Chases.
Yep.
Been bringing incredible food. The cultural significance is hard to overstate. We've had presidents dining there, we've had other world leaders dining there, we've had civil rights leaders dining there. You really do feel like when you step in there, you are kind of stepping into history. And the food is also just incredible.
After that, went to Gabrielle's.
Gabrielle.
What did you think of Gabrielle's?
I love Gabrielle. Really liked the kind of vibe in there, like that French bistro style, felt very European. Slightly more modern, but still well within that kind of New Orleans scene.
Absolutely.
Gumbo there was fantastic. Probably the darkest gumbo that we've had today
Yeah.
in terms of the roux. dense, rich, like gloopy flavor was just packed in there.
And then number 3, here we are.
Here we are. Little Dizzy's.
Little Dizzy's. Unbelievably flavorful. Just packed with sausage, packed with meats, packed with seafood. Just incredible, incredible flavor. So impressed by everything but the gumbo. And as you just heard, we've been talking about it for the past 5 minutes. Just completely wowed by how delicious it is.
Yeah, super popular spot. You can tell how important this spot is to the Tremaine neighborhood.
Yeah.
Getting that food to go, getting that food to sit around with your friends. Everything's been delicious. I do love the neighborhood feel to this place.
Absolutely. Well, we have to pick one. We're contractually obligated to do so. Which was your favorite gumbo?
So hard. This is probably the hardest decision we've made in New Orleans, and also one of the hardest decisions in food tours. Full stop, that I've had to make. Yeah.
Yes.
If it was based purely on the gumbo, it might have been that bowl of guinea hen at Gabrielle's.
Wow. Okay.
But I do think I'm going to have to factor more things into the decision. And I think for that, it's kind of hard to look past Dooky Chase.
Yeah, Dooky Chase's was my favorite.
The food was incredible, not far off of the other ones we've tried, like hair's breadth in it.
Yeah.
But again, I think if you look at the cultural significance, the historical significance, the tradition going on at Dooky Chase's, it's the spot. Like if you come into New Orleans and you want the gumbo, you kind of have to go there.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Although everything we've had has been absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing was when you were there, you just felt that communal, historic presence that the place has, and also the food was just unbelievable. Yeah, it was absolutely incredible. So yeah, all the other ones like I really enjoyed, but like Dooky Chase just it's a little bit better.
I think I agree.
So you had never had gumbo before, huh?
No, first time trying it on this trip. I feel like I've now had a sort of baptism in gumbo. I've been dunked in the gumbo river and come out a new man. It's fantastic. Such a delicious food, and also one that I really do think kind of encapsulates New Orleans Creole Cajun cuisines in a bowl. Whenever you taste gumbo or any of the gumbos that we tasted on this trip, you do feel the love that's gone into it. And yeah, for a second you're like, this is kind of the only thing that matters right now. What's that in front of me?
Well said. So now you can go back to the UK and have all that bland, flavorless food. It's like you've seen color, you can't go back to black and white.
Yeah, it's going to be sad. It's going to be tough. I'll just have to come back again.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Fietti's been here?
I don't think so. Oh, maybe. I'm not sure.
He must have been here.
Maybe. It doesn't strike me as the place that would display his signature on the wall like some of the barbecue spots did.
Imagine him watching Chef Leah make this incredible food and just tasting. He's like, donkey sauce. He's like, what? Get out of here.
I would need some trash can gumbo, please.